Hello, my loves. Welcome to our third episode of the Unmistakable Woman Show. Today, I'm going to speak about a topic I'm very passionate about, which is identity. And especially, I want to talk about what truly build the business is the woman behind the business, is the founder behind the business. And for years, I thought that it was about a better strategy, a better messaging, a better hook, a better funnel, better offers, even like tools, using tools like human design, Jinkies, which are amazing. But still, I was seeing my clients outsource their power to something outside of them. And it can work for a little while, but then it starts cracking. So I start asking myself this question: who are you allowing to become the authority of your own life, in your own life? Because your business will never consistently outperform the level of authority you are developed within yourself. Your business, let me say that again, your business will never consistently outperform the level of authority you have developed within yourself. And if you see me looking here, it's because I have some notes just so I don't lose my train of thoughts, because having like ADHD, sometimes we need some anchor. So the question I start asking myself is, who are you allowing to become the authority in your life? And I think one of the biggest lie in the online industry business world is this: if you could just find the right framework, the right methodology, the right answer, the right mentor, the right content, the right this, the right that, or even if I could just have human design, numerology, astrology tell me who I am or what I'm supposed to do, everything will be easier or everything will work. So I've seen that then people spend years like collecting more answers outside of themselves, more certification, more frameworks, more courses, and another teaching, another mastermind, another mentor. Like they keep shop hopping between mentor and mentor, especially because they think that this specific mentor has the answer for them. But the truth, the answer is never been in the hands of the mentor. The mentor has the capacity to mirror back to you who you are and your own truth and your own answers, instead of telling you who you are supposed to be. So it's the moment like where you believe that the answer and the authority is outside of yourself, then of course you keep searching for that magic bullet. And when you don't find the magic bullet in your searches, then you get frustrated, then you get upset, then you get disappointed. But it was never the purpose of becoming a business owner. I think a lot of us became entrepreneurs because we don't want to be told what to do. We don't want to be told who to be. We don't want to be told what to believe to be true. But then, strangely, when we started our business, then there is almost this revert back to old systems where we, instead of trusting ourselves, we go into outsourcing our knowing into other things and other people. And knowledge doesn't automatically create the results. What actually create the results is the person, the woman who is implementing and embodying that knowledge. So there is something I see all the time, like women who are brilliant, intelligent, experienced, smart, creative, but before making decision, they start like second guessing themselves. They start asking everyone their opinion. They keep asking, is this good enough? Am I allowed to do this? Is this what I'm supposed to do? So is this good enough for my audience? But then you slowly erode the trust within yourself, the self trust. So when you bring back the trust and the self trust, then every action you take in your business tenfold, because you back yourself up, because you stop trying to sound like someone else. You stop trying to sound impressive. You stop trying to sound special. You stop trying to be more like her or be more like your mentor. But you really start trusting your voice, trusting who you are, and you develop a sense of conviction, audacity, courage, that then it's what magnetizes people to you. Because even if people don't say it out loud, we are all energetic beings. So we all feel energetically how someone is completely in her authority and trusting herself, or when someone is not in her authority. And we want to buy from people who actually are plugged into their power and plugged into their own authority. And even if 99% of the industry doesn't agree with what they do, their people will agree with it. And it's not the question to be polarizing for the sake of being polarizing. Is the question to about being yourself fully, having your own opinion, having your own thoughts, knowing exactly where you are, who you are, where you're going, what's your vision, what do you believe to be true, what you are against, because those are all the things that become then your magnetism. And in feminine energy business, we want to attract through our magnetism, to our natural magnetism. So when I look back at my journey, every major leap in my business came after I stopped asking permission to charge what I want to charge, permission to launch how I want to launch, permission to sell how I want to sell, permission to charge the price I wanted and create the offer I wanted. The more I was asking permission to my audience, my coach, my clients, the more I was feeling out of my power. And I was not really enjoying the journey. I was not really enjoying the business. And even if I maybe was seeing results, didn't feel alive, didn't feel passionate, didn't feel juicy. It felt dry. So I want to ask you today, where in your business or in your life have you slowly outsourced your authority? Maybe it's to the messaging gurus, maybe it's to the price, maybe it's to the algorithm, maybe it's to the number of likes, save, and share you have on your content, maybe it's to the opinion of your family or the opinion of your husband or the opinion of your friends or your peers. Like, where, if you do a really honest take, where are you currently not fully in your authority? Where are you giving your power away? And the more you give your power away, the more your magnetism, your conviction, your audacity sli- sl- slowly break piece by piece. And then you are left with confusion, overthinking, not knowing what to do, even if you actually know. Because mentorship and having a mentor is amazing. I always had a mentor in my business and I will always have a mentor, but not to exactly tell me the time I use them to exactly tell me what to do. Then I was like lost because I didn't trust myself anymore. I was becoming dependent on them, on their knowledge, on their opinion, on their advices. But when I treated mentors as mirrors, as a space holder, as women who could mirror me back instead of telling me what to think and what to believe, that's when I actually created the better results and better mentorship relationship. Because your own business will never ever grow bigger than your authority and then your identity. If you still operate from a small identity, from a contracted identity, from a low self trust, your business will never be able to outgrow that, because your identity is also your projection into the world, but also your self image. Like, how do you actually see yourself? And if you don't see yourself as the woman who is powerful, who is well paid, who receive with ease, who trusts herself, who has the best client, who charge what she want to charge, no matter the strategies, no matter the tactics, you will always go back to what feels familiar, which the reinforcement of your self image and your identity. So, I really want you to sit with this, and I want you to be honest with yourself and really ask yourself, where am I operating from a small identity, from a small self belief? And the moment you own fully your authority and your self image and your identity, it's not always easy. It's not always butterflies and flowers, because when you truly put yourself out there with your belief, with who you are, there is more risk to be misunderstood, to be judged, to be criticized, to be not loved by everyone. We have to assume that when we step in a position of leadership and when we step in a position of spotlight, there will always be people who don't agree with what you have to say. There will always be people that don't agree with what you believe or how you do things. But that's exactly what a personal brand is supposed to do. It's supposed to be a magnet for your people and repel everyone else who is not your people. So instead of trying to be liked and accepted and please everyone, at one point you have to say, it costs me more to be this good girl, likable, small self person, rather than actually fully expressing myself, trusting myself, become my own authority, and maybe risking some hate comments or some people who stop following you or unsubscribe your email or clients that you outgrow, but the reward in the long term is much, much bigger. So that's our third episode of the Unmistakable Woman Show, all about identity and the woman behind the business. And of course, we will go deeper on these subjects over the next episodes. And I cannot wait to see you on the next one. Bye for now.